We are back on the bottom line with the last segment of my solo episode, focusing on earned, not given, outworking the odds. This episode's really been all about pushing past limitations, building discipline, and outworking those odds. And here's the truth: no one is coming to rescue you. Can't bank on being saved. The road to success isn't paved in comfort, it's paved in consistent action when no one is watching and no one is applauding. Discipline is built in the dark. You've got one shot at this life. So, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let life decide for you, or are you going to decide what kind of life you have? It's your choice. No one gets to make that choice for you. Success is earned daily. It's not one big decision, it's 1,000 small ones. Getting up on time, saying no to distractions, choosing growth over comfort. These are all successes. Every time that you do these things, that's a success. That's a discipline. That is growth towards the next thing. That is achieving an uncomfortable action one at a time. Every time you do something uncomfortable, you grow. You don't just arrive at success, you earn it one discipline at a time. The part where people fail the most is even if they do find a few things to be disciplined in and they can do it for a little while, most people can't do it for very long. It's one thing to be fired up and motivated for a day. Most people can be motivated and fired up for a week, even a year. Very, very few people on this planet can stay motivated and fired up for a decade. Those are the people that achieve their dreams. If you can't stay red hot about your goals, your dreams, your desires, it's because your reason why is not big enough. And there's no one to blame but you. No one's going to come along, boost you up, and make it right. That's all you. You've got to surround yourself with people that'll hold you accountable and help you along the way, but your actions are dictated by you. Your disciplines are made by you. Your choice to be uncomfortable and grow is yours. Sometimes people can help you be uncomfortable, but no real growth comes unless you put yourself in the situation. You can outgrow the odds. We weren't born with a limit. You were born with potential. The limit is set by you. You decide, because odds are just numbers, not prophecies. If you don't like the hand you were dealt, just play it better than anyone expected. It's simply said. It's not easy, but there's incredible stories out there from tons of people, very successful people that started from nothing or really adverse things. They've gone through very traumatic experiences, yet they were able to build their life their way and achieve their dreams, become the person they want to become. It's just odds. It's not prophecies. Where you begin doesn't have to dictate where you end. You decide that. But you also decide to let your beginning trap you into a mentality of being a victim. So the choice is overcome or get stuck. See, who you become is the reward, not necessarily the things you have, the stuff you achieve. In the end, in your dying moments, we don't talk about, man, I wish I would have got more money. I wish I would have drove a couple more crazy cars. I wish I would have bought that yacht. No, it's usually, I wish I would have spent more time. I wish I would have done things differently. So it's not just about making money, building a business, or achieving goals. The real win is becoming someone who no longer quits on themselves, becoming a different entity, a different body, different person that moves like no one else. As a parent, for me, discipline is even more important than I could possibly explain, because the disciplines I apply will set the standard for my children. My job as a parent is to set the bar for my kids. I am the man they see. I am the man that is standard to them. So if I set that bar really, really high, by natural law, they should be relatively close. So if I'm extremely disciplined with everything I do, if they witness me doing things that I said I'm going to do, even when I don't want to do them, talk about the integrity, the mental fortitude that that child builds, the trust, the faith they build in you, and then in themselves when they begin to do things that even they don't want to do. See, discipline creates freedom. People think discipline is restrictive, but the truth is, discipline gives you choices. The more disciplined you are today, the more freedom you'll have tomorrow. It's doing what's hard now so that life gets easier. But if you do what's easy now, life is only going to get harder because later in life, you're going to have to be disciplined, whether you like it or not, because you won't make ends meet. You won't be able to pay your bills. You won't be able to send your kids to college. You might not even be able to provide them a car or whatever it is. And that's some people are there and that's what it is. But even if you're there, the answer is discipline. Action is the solution, but not just action in itself. It's the consistent, disciplined actions that you do even when you don't want to that makes the difference. I could scream this till I'm blue in the face because it's that important, but most people just won't do it because they're too weak to even try it. So, what's one thing? Don't try to change everything. Change one thing. Focus on one thing you can do daily that moves the needle. Show yourself that you can trust yourself. We all fall into a rut. Call it the circle. Call it the circle. I'm writing a book about this. Everything we see is influence, and it leads to our thoughts. Those thoughts dictate our actions. We think about a million good things, a million bad things. Not every thought is really worthy of being acted upon. But the truth is, we have thoughts all the time that we should. Thoughts about, man, I really need to go to the gym. Man, I really need to spend more time with my kid. Man, I really need to do that paper. I really need to go practice more. I really need to study this. I really need to finish that presentation. I really need to do my homework. But if there's no action, nothing changes. Nothing improves. And you start to attack your self-trust. You start lowering the value of you when you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it. You're hurting your own integrity. And you begin to subconsciously not trust yourself. That kills your confidence and creates a massive amount of self-doubt. We all get trapped in a loop. Say all these things we're going to do. You don't do it. You fail to act. And that turns into worry. Because then you're worried about it. Then you feel guilty about it. And then to ease the discomfort of worry and guilt, you begin to complain to pass the blame. You blame outside circumstances, other people, everyone else. It's not your fault. It's your fault. But if you do not choose to take action, you will stay stuck in that loop because every time you fail to act, you procrastinate, you push things off, it turns back into an emotion. Worry, guilt, anger, frustration turns right back to complaining to pass the blame, blaming outside circumstances like it's not your fault. Then that feeds right back into more thoughts. And over time, if you spiraling through that circle, you're feeding yourself a new influence of self-doubt, destroying your confidence, and completely changing the person that you are. The solution is simple. And this is good news. It's just action. All the things you're not doing, all the things you think about you should be doing, just do it once. Do it once. Focus on one thing that you can do every day to move forward, to get out of that circle. So if there's one thing you know you should do the dishes, put this away, take care of that, clean this up. Or like in my situation, finish remodeling the laundry room. I have to act on it. Otherwise, my lack of action is going to continuously build self-doubt, break me down, and change who I am as a core person. And at the same time, it's going to compromise the trust others have in me. going to hurt my integrity. And it becomes infectious. The more you do it, the more people around you are going to do it too, because they're going to see, oh, if it's okay for you to lie to yourself, hurt your self trust, then they can lie to you. They don't have to show integrity around you. You don't even show integrity to yourself. And that's a shame. So pick one thing. One thing I've talked about getting up on time. I've talked about making your bed. We could talk about brushing your teeth. We could talk about any one discipline that could be good for you. Do it. Pick one. Move forward. Do it without dismay. Do it without failure consistently and watch it change your life slowly. Maybe that's a whole other book right there. The power of making your bed. What I'm getting at is most people won't do it. That's why they're stuck. Because whatever life you're living, whatever circumstances you're in, you created them either through your actions or your lack of actions. Ooh. Probably doesn't feel good to hear. I know it doesn't feel good to hear because once upon a time I had to have that realization that I'm at where I'm at because I have not been doing what I should have been doing. And the moment that I jumped on that train of moving forward and giving it everything I've got, my life started to turn into my dreams. So I've got a challenge tonight. Write down the things you've been avoiding, the goal, the habit, the conversation, the decision. Then make a move. Don't wait. Don't stall. Don't let another week pass in the same cycle because truth is, success isn't given, it's earned. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time on The Bottom Line.